When did you realize you don't really have friends? For the longest time, I believed I had the perfect friend group. There were 5 of us: me, Jake, Mia, Dylan, and Tasha. We met during freshman orientation and instantly clicked. Late night study sessions, group trips, movie marathons, all of it. I thought we were going to be lifelong friends. We called ourselves the crew. Cringy, yeah, but it felt right at the time. I trusted them more than anyone. I was always the one organizing plans, remembering birthdays, helping them with assignments, giving rides when they needed it. I was that reliable friend, the one who held things together. But I didn't notice when things started to shift. It began with little things: missed calls, unanswered texts, oh sorry, we forgot to tell you moments. They started hanging out without me. At first I told myself they were just busy, that it was just bad timing. But deep down something hurt. Then came the big group project in our senior year, a marketing presentation that was worth almost half our grade. We agreed to split tasks evenly. I did the slides, data collection, design, pretty much 70% of the work. They promised to handle the speaking parts and final polish. The night before the presentation, we planned to meet at Jake's apartment to practice. I spent hours making the slides perfect. Transitions, visuals, everything. I printed notes for everyone and brought snacks. When I arrived, I knocked on the door. No one answered. I texted Jake, hey, I'm outside. Nothing. After a minute, I knocked again. Still nothing. But then I heard laughter. Muffled at first, then clearer. I walked around the side window and froze. Inside, they were all there, sitting on the couch, pizza boxes open, my slides projected on the wall. They were rehearsing without me. I stood there for almost a full minute, trying to convince myself there had to be a reason. Maybe a misunderstanding. Maybe they thought I couldn't come. But then I saw it. Jake was doing my part of the presentation, reading my lines, using my notes. That's when it hit me. I wasn't part of the group anymore. I was just the one who did the work. I didn't knock again. I just walked back to my car, sat there for a few minutes, and drove home in silence. I remember the sound of the rain hitting the windshield, the feeling in my chest. Not anger, not even sadness, just this heavy emptiness. The next morning, during the presentation, they acted completely normal, smiling, laughing, pretending nothing happened. I sat at the back, watching them present my work. After class, Jake came up and said, hey man, sorry, last night was kind of chaotic. We thought you were busy. That line stuck with me for months. We thought you were busy. Busy doing what? Being replaced? We all graduated a few weeks later, and that was that. No real goodbye, no closure. I unfollowed them all quietly over time. Then, about a year later, karma came around hard. I had just started a job at a design firm. One day, my boss said, we're meeting a new client today, a small startup that needs branding help. When I walked into that meeting room, I almost laughed. Sitting at the table, looking completely drained, was Jake. His company was struggling to stay afloat. He looked up, recognized me, and went pale. We shook hands, professionally. He tried to make small talk, but I kept it polite, strictly business. After the meeting, he pulled me aside and said, you were the glue, man. We didn't see it back then. I smiled and replied, that's what happens when you mistake glue for decoration. He just nodded. There wasn't anything else to say. That night, I went home and realized something important. Sometimes losing people isn't a punishment. It's a release. I spent years trying to prove I was worthy of their friendship when they were the ones who didn't deserve mine. Now my circle is small, quiet, and real. No fake apologies. No, we thought you were busy. Just people who actually show up, even when it's not convenient.